So another middle of the week one. It's raining right now, not heavily. It was before. We had lightning and thunder. It looks like it's clearing up now. It's a bit of a bummer. I'd like to have a bit of thunder rumbling in the background when I'm making a video, but anyway, middle of the week again. I'm kind of like banging it out on the wild camp sessions purely because we're soon all the trees are gonna start losing all their foliage, and then, you know, wild camping spots that I know of will be way less covered. So anyway, this is a seasonal marsh. Usually I've never seen it dry like this, so I'm gonna take advantage of that and head up over there. I rakied this place last week when I was doing looking for edible fungi. I'm extremely close to the highway. How nice is that? There's all the madness leaving London. There's Mother Nature reminding her that she's boss. So here's the marsh. I'm assuming it must be a seasonal marsh because honestly, I've never seen it empty. But you know, till I got into bushcraft and wild camping last year, I didn't like have a look at this place every single part of every season. So anyway, with all the rain that we've been having, it's quite surprising that it's not kind of boggy in there. I mean, I walked through to get here. So anyway, and there she is. So that's a new purchase as well. It's the French F1. It's a cotton canvas tent, so ex-military. And yeah, I did pretty well setting it up. I did try to see some videos before I went to work this morning. I did try to quickly catch a video on how to set it up, or at least just watch someone set up, and that guy, shout out to Mike from Black Country Woodsman, and he actually didn't film the setting up of it. He just showed him getting in to the woodland, you know, speaking about it, and then next thing he already set it up. His one is the F2, so his is nylon. Mine is the F1. I don't know, I think I've got a canvas fetish going on. I way prefer it. It's been set up for about the last 10 minutes, and when I went in there a minute ago to get the camera, nothing had ingressed yet. So water's beating off pretty good so far. Look at that, just like the Lavu. So I have a good feeling about this tent. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have a good night tonight, other than that noise over there. Hi everybody, hope you enjoy your drive home. The tent has 3 tie-outs on each side. Then the tent itself has anchor points. I haven't put the ones in the middle through, but it has an anchor point there, there and there. I've only done the 4 corners, and I don't know why, but I did that one as well. And then of course you have aluminium pole, which I'm going to discolor somehow or change out or whatever. And then it does come with a little guy line, and luckily the guy line is just long enough to reach that, so I haven't had to add anything onto that. The other one was just so short that when it goes into the ground, it was quite pathetic. It was like, I mean, even that's a little bit of a funny angle, not the best angle really, you know, better tie it out further out. I might even do that later. It's not major sag, it was sagging a lot earlier because I had this guy pegged in. Yeah, it was pathetic, it was like over there, so it was kind of sagging along, you know. I mean, I can make it just that slight, it's not going to be enough, eh? Yeah, I'll see if I can make it a bit more taut than this. So I grabbed paracord quick knot over there, got it going into that part. Gonna have a good night tonight. Small dinner. I've got some homemade mushroom soup. That's coming down. Homemade mushroom soup. Bit of bread with that, a couple things to throw in there, a couple olives, cheese or whatever. And the main thing I want to kick into is my cup of coffee. Well, this is cooking from inside the tent. I don't mind. There's my homemade mushroom soup. Made it about a month ago. I always make a whole lot extra and then I just chuck it in the freezer for times like this. Wow, that's nice and hot. I'll put this flap down over here. Woo. A quick tip: if you've got the flaps rolled up over here, still try to zip this as hard as you can. That lifts this little lip over here up, because if you don't, all the wood lice were coming in here and stuff. The same thing happened to the Dutch army tent. This thing flapped all the way to the ground pretty much. So yeah, just you can zip it there just a bit as hard as you can while it's rolled up there. Same thing this side. And then that actually lifts it up. So it's been raining pretty hard for quite a while now. I mean, this is the hardest it's been yet, right? Looking at the tent, it's nothing. There's a few little sparkles there, but that's not drips of water coming through. So as I said earlier, dinner tonight is a homemade mushroom soup. It's pretty awesome soup. I threw a couple slices of ham, I chopped them up with my arterial, chucked them in there, and I quickly threw a few pieces of British cheddar cheese. I kind of took a while to eat it, so that's all sitting melted at the bottom. But it's fun to chow off the spoon anyway. And then for myself a nice piece of tiger bun. That was just, I don't need much for tonight, as I said earlier. I didn't have any lunch at work. There's some of the ham over there. So I didn't have any lunch at work, and yeah, super hungry when I got home. I mean, my plan obviously is to camp tonight, so I was supposed to eat here. So it's alright, you know, this will just warm me up for the night really. If you've not tried to make your own mushroom soup, you need to do it. What I'll do is at some point I'll share the recipe on my blog. And to wash that all down is just my usual cup of coffee, instant coffee. I'm getting really good at this recipe. I kind of put it on, where is it? Okay. See this little thing? It's one of those mini jam jars, you know, when you go to like a fancy restaurant or whatever. And I've got the perfect recipe to fill this up with instant coffee and whitener and sweetener. That's just the right amount, and as long as you do 250 to 300 mils of water, it tastes pretty good. Took a while for me to get a good recipe that works with camping bugs, but I'm there now. That's going down pretty well. And then dessert to go with it, dunkers. I've got just, you know, chocolate coated digestives. I love these, they're good. If it wasn't for diabetes and obesity, this would be my favorite biscuit in the world. Or, okay, my favorite biscuit in the UK. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that, but there's the roots of the, this is a little willow right in front of my tent. So for those of you who think that I'm just camping on what would be an embankment next to the marshland or the wetland over here, This is pretty much in line with my tent. If you can't see it anyway, I'll see in the video editing and I'll put up the picture of it from inside the tent using the camera with a little bit of a better night vision going on there. But I mean the roots of the tree, if it's doing that, then that means the water line is well above where my tent would be right now. So about 9:30 now. Rain came back on just for 2-3 minutes. I've got a celebrity here in the tent with me today. Good old Mr. Ray. Yeah, it's been a while since I bought a book, so had a look on eBay, found some pretty good stuff for pretty cheap, so it's having a look through this. And of course I went in while setting up the tent. I threw this into the corner of the tent, and then yep, it's a bit damp, but anyway, it's not any images, it's just all drawings and stuff. Must be an old book. Yeah, looking at some of the gear that he recommends for shelter and all that, definitely is quite an old book, somewhere in the 90s I'm assuming. But you who grew up here in the UK watching him on TV will know like when he used to look like that, more or less what time, what decade that was. Guess it would help if I look on the front of the book somewhere. First published in 1992. There we go. Awesome. So I'll have a bit of a page through this, and then I'm pretty warm. I had to take my pants, my trousers off because they were quite damp. I went out to take a bunch of photos and try to see what the tent looks like from a distance, and yeah, got a bit damp on my pants. My hooded top is pretty damp as well. I didn't realize a bit it came through to my t-shirt on my back, so I'm semi-naked in the sleeping bag. So I've got a new sleeping bag. I splashed out a bit. I have a 2-season Euro hike. It was like 20 pounds or something. That was on a on a discount. I kind of realized now, damn, I should have just looked in, went online and looked around, because I now am the proud owner of a British Army Arctic sleeping bag. Nice and warm. Can't say whether this works in -50 degrees Celsius in northern Sweden, but it's working pretty okay for me now. It's pretty damp, it's pretty cold. I can see my breath when I exhale. So yeah, like I said, temperature might go down to, I think it said lowest 7 or 8, and it feels like temperature could go down to like 5, I think it is. So yeah, anyway, it's gonna be quite cold over here because it's quite damp, since this is a marshland. Hopefully the sleeping bag serves me well tonight. Super early get up in the morning, probably like 5 or something. If I'm gonna make my coffee, I'll want to be up at like 10 to 5 or something like that. So anyway, see you in the morning. There probably won't be much footage in the morning, but we'll see. Coffee's on the boil. Time now 5:06. So yeah, I've got like an hour to drink coffee, pack up, and leave. Preferably it'd be good to leave at about 5-10 minutes to 6, just to get ahead of time a bit. Like I said, it's really, really close to the highway. You can see all the lights over there. But generally I think I'm used to the highway now. Hey, I estimate that I'm like about 35 to 40 meters away from the highway right now. It hasn't kept me awake. I think I had a pretty good sleep, mainly due to the Arctic military surplus sleeping bag. Hey, so came out the tent, took a slash, and looked up, and yeah, the sky is completely clear. Maybe I wasn't looking at cloud coverage for early morning. I didn't. Just looking for precipitation. Pretty surprised. It's absolutely clear. There's nothing in terms of clouds. But here's the pictures that I took. Hopefully they came up pretty good. It's really nice. I think the camera's picking up really good on these. A couple of airplanes flying over as well. Nice. Alright, so thanks for joining me on this one. It's getting a bit lighter now. Sunrise. So the ground looks pretty much exactly the same as when I arrived. Still covered in loads of leaf litter because I put a tarp down. I didn't kick anything away. And yeah. Can you see any of the stars up there? I probably can't, eh? Nah. Maybe there. Nah. Anyway, it's been a good one. It's really fun. To speed things up, I've just packed my the French F2 into its bag, and I'm just going to carry that over my shoulder like a duffel bag. That's just certain, because I mean at home I'm basically just going to be throwing it out to the washing line anyway to dry out a bit, being a canvas bag. Cool, well that's me heading out. Thanks for joining me. Thumbs up if you remember to do so. Cheers.